welcome back to CS Coins. I visited a buddy the other day that collects Shipwreck coins and pirate coins to an extent. He's got a small collection between him and his family. And a lot of them are from really historically significant shipwrecks where there's a lot of cool treasure lost. A lot of them are going to be silver coins from the 17 and 1800s that were found at the bottom of the sea. So I think that's really awesome. Obviously, I'll never find anything like that in coin rolls or metal detecting probably unless I go on vacation down to Florida and find the right spot. But these are really amazing pieces. They are way more valuable than anything I'll ever find, way more rare. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. It's something a little bit different that I'm trying out. And hopefully you guys enjoy the history on these coins a little bit. I will say that I already went over there and filmed with him, and some of the things we said were a little bit inaccurate just because we're a little bit rusty on the history of these shipwrecks and stuff. So I corrected some of our mistakes in editing, but I think you guys will find this to be a pretty interesting video. So this first coin is just going to be a Spanish real. This one was actually found on land, so probably with a metal detector or something. But it's going to be an 1813 8 real from Spain. And this was actually minted in Mexico. So on the obverse there you can see 1813 with the bust. I believe it says who the ruler was at that time. It's going to be King Ferdinand, I believe the 7th. I'm not that great with Roman numerals. But if we look on the reverse, we've got the shield there, the crown on top. I don't know a ton about Spanish coins, but this is a big chunk of silver right here. Looks like there's some castles and horses or something. So that is a really cool piece of early 1800s history, and the coins are just going to get more exciting from there, so fasten your seatbelts, guys. So this coin is pretty awesome. It's another early 1800s coin. This one's minted in 1808, and it's from the East India Company. I don't know if I have any viewers in here that have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, but I know it's mentioned in that movie quite a few times. And that is going to be the reverse. It looks like it's Arabic writing. We've got X cash on the bottom. It's only English I can read. I wish I knew more about these kinds of coins, guys. I'm a pro on American coins for the most part. I don't know a lot about this kind of stuff. I just thought you guys would think it would be cool to see this. And this card says it came from a ship called the Admiral Gardner, which was 800 tons. Got caught in a fierce gale off the English coast in January of 1809. So this is from a shipwreck. Looks like everybody and the boat did not make it out, but this is a coin from that boat. To me, it almost looks cleaned or something. Either that or it's just in amazing condition for being that old. But either way, that is a really cool piece of history right there. That gives a little background on what cash means. You know what? I think that's some Indian currency. Honestly, I don't know much about that at all. But hopefully you guys think that is cool. I sure think it is. And let's get going. We got some really awesome old shipwreck coins to look through here. So these next coins come from a pretty historic and well-known shipwreck, the Cazadore. I don't know much about that shipwreck. I'm going to let my buddy go into detail on that one. But I'm going to show you guys the coins first before he goes into the story on these. This one's going to be a 1783 from the Mexico Mint again. I believe, yep, it's another Spanish coin. This one is going to be a 2 real. So this is all Spanish silver for the most part that we're showing, but because they were from this shipwreck, it was a pretty big deal. They're a lot better than your average Spanish silver coin. We can pinpoint the history on these. So there is that one. It's in pretty fantastic shape. You can tell it's probably been battered by the sea for being down there for so long. But we've got the certificates for both of these. But like I said, my buddy can go into the history a little more in detail, so you guys don't have to read that whole thing. And then we've got, this is probably going to be another, this one's an 8 real, another 8 real. The obverse is pretty toasted on this one. You can see the you can see something in the date. It says 1783. That almost looks like a 6. I'm not too sure what that is. That could be something else, but the reverse is in pretty solid shape. You can see that a little bit better than the first 8 real that I showed. So these are pretty sweet coins. They are definitely from a shipwreck. So I will let my buddy tell you guys a little bit more about that.
All right, so these coins are from the Cazadore. Just a quick history lesson on it, on the ship itself. It was a Spanish ship, and it sank, I believe, somewhere off the coast of Florida, even like the Florida Keys. And at the time, Spain was in a conflict. I believe they were at war with France, and the ship sank, and the ship was carrying a lot of the currency and a lot of the money from Spain, and because of this ship sinking, it made Spain sell the Louisiana Purchase to France. And then you guys know the rest of the history, how France sold Louisiana Purchase to the United States. So a lot of people kind of wonder, without this ship sinking, would we have the United States that we have today?
Pretty awesome history right there. We do have some more coins from the El Cazador, so we will show you guys those momentarily. So we've got a couple more 8 reals here, Spanish silver, very heavy coins. These feel really big in your hand, almost like a dollar coin in the US. So these are both 1783. It looks like they're in slightly better condition than the other ones we were looking at. And the reverse is a little bit toasty on this one, but I mean, altogether, for being a coin that old, pretty fantastic shape, especially considering it's been in the ocean for a couple hundred years. Let's take a look at the reverse on this one. They're both 1783, and that would have been the year before the El Cazador sank. So these were probably pretty newly minted coins at the time. I'm sure that's why a lot of them are looking pretty solid. But just to go into a little bit more history, I know my buddy touched on it a little bit, but this ship does have a bunch of cannons, as you can see there, so it's ready for whatever might come its way. There were a lot of pirates back then. There was just a lot of scummy people that wanted to take their treasure. They were transporting a lot of silver, and they didn't want to go down without a fight. But anyways, this ship, the name translates to the hunter in English, probably due to all those cannons. They meant serious business. But anyways, this ship was carrying 450,000 silver Spanish coins to New Orleans. They were trying to bring money to the New World. So that's pretty awesome history right there. The ship and the crew did not make it out. They left in the winter, and the seas got rough. Nobody knows if it was pirates, just the ocean. Not too sure why the ship sank, still to this day, but really awesome piece of history right there, especially having to do with the Louisiana Purchase, which changed our country. Also, another little tidbit of information, the shipwreck was discovered in 1993. My buddy and his family acquired these in 1999. So they have become pretty valuable treasures. I mean, this is probably like one of the best coins I've ever held. All the ones I've been looking through today. So he's got one more coin from the El Cazador, I believe, and then there's another pretty famous shipwreck that he has a coin from. So we will look at those next. We've got one more coin from the El Cazador here. This one is another 8 real. The obverse is pretty destroyed on this one. I'm sure the elements of the seawater definitely got to it over the years. But same kind of deal, minted in Mexico. Another 8 real from 1783. And the reverse held up pretty nice on this one. That looks pretty good. But yeah, that is the last coin that he has from the El Cazador shipwreck. Pretty amazing stuff right there. And he's got a different, like I said before, pretty famous shipwreck coin that he wants to show next. So we'll get going on that. So I think this is the coolest coin that we've seen so far, and that's why I saved it for last. This is going to be by far the oldest one. This one is from the 1600s. I believe, looking at the certificate here, I'm trying to, 1622 is when the ship sank, so it's got to be older than that. This slip might tell us the exact year. I don't think it does. It was certified in 1985. But that is a very old shipwreck coin. That looks like your stereotypical pirate coin. Obviously, it wasn't from pirates. They may have stole some of it, but it's from a shipwreck. And this one, a little bit of story behind this coin that you guys will think is pretty awesome. So this is probably one of the oldest error coins that was like recognized ever. So my buddy, I'll let him go into details on that, but there was some human error making these, and it's a pretty severe error where the die was reversed. So I will let him go into details, but this thing's a beauty. That is a heavy piece of silver. Look at how thick that thing is, guys. So I will let my my buddy go over a little bit more of the history on that. So just before my buddy gets into giving more details on how this coin was made and the error and everything, so this ship was the Atocha, another famous shipwreck. Senora de Atocha is a Spanish ship, which sank in 1622 near the Florida Keys due to a storm. The boat was pushed into a reef. And over 260 people died in that shipwreck, and tons of gold, silver, and other precious cargo were lost at sea. So pretty awesome history right there. And like I said before, the shipwreck was found in 1985 by a treasure hunting group or something. But man, this coin is a beauty. I've probably never held such a historically significant and just amazing coin in my life. So I will hand it over to my friend here, and he can tell you guys a little bit more about it.
So this coin came from the ship the Atocha, and what's pretty unique about it is the guy who was in charge of stamping them was dyslexic, and without knowing, he actually stamped these coins in reverse, and it soon was discovered, and he was severely punished for it, for stamping them in reverse. And because he was punished and he was no longer stamping them, there's only a limited amount that were made that were stamped in reverse, and they never kind of changed them back. They left them as is, and that's pretty much the history behind it.
So yeah, this is a really rare error coin from the 1600s. And when we say severely punished, from what it's saying online, it sounds like this guy was executed for doing that, unfortunately, even though he was dyslexic and it wasn't really his fault. Probably got the guillotine. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this little history lesson with these, you could say, pirate or shipwreck coins. These are what every coin hunter dreams of finding. Hopefully someday I can go down to the Keys or something and find some shipwreck treasure like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'd like to thank my buddy for giving me the opportunity to look through these today. And hopefully you guys got a little bit out of it, got a little bit of a history lesson, and got to see these treasures. I'm glad they have been shown to you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. You guys won't want to miss my future videos. I'm trying to, even though I'm coin roll hunting consistently, I'm trying to get some different types of coin content out there too. Going to coin shops, going to antique shops, and just stuff like this, just showing you guys really awesome coins that I'm never going to find in a roll or in a bag. So again, thank you guys, and everyone have a great day.